That gave us 80% of the time to party and get laid.
I got a book somewhere, and I think it was one of the earlier USPA regs and stuff.
God, that name's familiar.
You're only allowed to make 3 jumps a day.
Tall guy.
They said don't make 3 jumps a day because it was physically demanding. You'd be too tired after 3.
Scott Christensen.
Well, I never paid too much attention because USPA has always been a bunch of paper shufflers back there taking your money. But when I threw Carson out, that was 50 or 48 years ago. I don't know when it was.
I can't put a face with
it. So anyway, I wrote it up for parachutists, and they printed it. And so they got all kinds of letters. How come we got to put our people out in the dope rope and Sinclair puts people out in free fall? And they said, we don't know. He didn't ask us.
What was that like taking Carson?
Pardon?
Carson, taking Johnny.
Cool cat. He's a little heavier than he looks. But we had 2 cameramen. Of course, George Speakman, who just killed himself on a jump here a month ago at Marshall. He had a drop zone down there, his side of the border. But and Milt Platt, who died about 8 months ago. But they're singing "Blood Upon the Risers," trying to shake Carson up. He's sitting there, "Hey, you comedian, get out, get out." He didn't. And so all the actresses and actors we put out were very good students. They used to take in direction. The director says, "Do this," and they did it. So that's all we asked. Hey, do this and do that, you know. And
who's your favorite actor or actress to take out?
Probably Julie Newmar, the first Catwoman on Batman.
Ooh, hello.
No wonder he's writing that book.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, I had the film, the 16, and in the classroom for years at my school, we'd show it to them as how to do it. And she's 6'1". I said, how tall are you, Julie? She said 5'11". I said, oh. I had to look up to it. But anyway, she made an excellent jump. We watched that damn film so many times that we'd set it up and walk out. We couldn't stand it anymore. For 30 years, I didn't teach any parachute landing falls, no PLS. I wasn't training paratroopers. And so military students we had to train PLS. They were government property. But the rest of we were not making PLS. Why in the hell should they make PLS? And what we were teaching was attempted stand-up landings. We didn't give a damn if they stood up or not, but they got a lot of leg tension by pushing the legs together. We tried to have an instructor within 20 feet of them when they landed in the middle of the drop zone. So you can feel that candidate, a little more left, a little more right, feet together. Now, stand up, and I give a little trophy to the student of the month. Cut down some of mine, others donated that, saw them all off to the own about saw. Put an ashtray on the bottom. $5, I had a description, their names inscribed on there. Some of those people, this is 50 years ago, some of these people still got those damn ashtrays sitting around their house. And, yeah.
Question, Bob, how far up did Julie Newmar's legs go?
Clear to her armpits.
I'll bet, yeah.
I want to know who's got copies of that. Because
I'd like to see that film.
who are the guys that wore out that film that you kept watching?
Well, I got them all converted to discs just a few months ago, and
Awesome.
then I think I lost all 12 discs.
What? Wait a minute. You lost.
What was that?
He had them converted to discs, and he lost the discs.
I think they might be in my trailer in Florida, but I think they're gone.
I got to get Julie Newmar. Catwoman.
Legs about up to here, man.
Oh, we made it out.
Yeah, no kidding.
Safe and sound.
Wonderful film.
Yeah. Thanks.
You'll see it tonight on the
Film at
daily.
11. It'll be on YouTube by noon. Okay, no problem.
You use all the hot water?
I didn't. You have plenty of hot water left.
I'm in the wrong drop zone. That never happened again.
So
I know it. See,
You've been hearing what we've been doing out here, right?
I've been listening to the stories. It was the most interesting shower I've ever taken. Just kind
The
of
best shower in the whole world was what was the second Quincy?
Freak Brothers?
Huh?
You're talking about the second
Free fall.
Quincy Free Fall Convention?
Yeah, the second one, the old Chanute Air Force Base.
Oh, yeah,
Rantoul.
Rantoul.
Yeah.
Being an Air Force Base, they had a water tank what size that barn, and you never ran out of hot water there. And but they kicked me out every 2 days.
You and how many women?
Let's get back to airplanes. How many? How many of you ever jumped the AN-2?
Colt
Well, yeah, but that's a shitty name.
in Ukraine.
NATO put that Colt name on, and the Russians hate it.
Yeah.
But it's a biplane, single engine, carries 12 jumpers, got a single 1,000 horsepower engine to it, and stalls at 25 miles an hour.
That's slower than a J3.
I know, but there's
Climb out's easy.
20,000 of them flying around the world, and because of Cold War bullshit, we seldom get a chance to jump them here. They brought one up to Quincy one time, and I came on in from Oregon to jump the thing, and you can jump otters and sky vans and everything for $16, and we paid 30 something to jump this thing. And so climbed so slowly they wouldn't let us jump the drop zone. They ran us down the highway 5 miles and kicked us out. The second day they sent pickups. We didn't have to hitchhike home. And I've flown it and I've jumped it, and I dearly, dearly love it. It's got everything. You get off these seats and they spring up against the wall. The paratrooper version's got a long window in the floor. You don't even have to stick your head out. You know?
You could spot looking through the floor, huh?
A long
That's a
window,
grand
yeah.
idea.
Saw a Cessna
shit,
like
I
that
love
once where
that.
the pilot had a little 6x6 thing in the floor
Yeah.
made out of plexiglass, and you could just
So
straight
when
down.
there's some in this country, but the feds are still restricting them. So if you get a chance, sneak a jump aboard there and lie and steal, and whatever you got to do to jump that airplane. I dearly, dearly love it.
Love to. I know where there's one parked in upstate New York, sitting in an old drop zone, and it's
now
just sitting there.
now that is Finger Lake.
Yeah.
I know,
Oh, you knew that. Yeah, sitting
I
up
know
there
the
at Finger
guys
Lakes.
who flew
Exactly.
4 of them out of Ukraine, across Siberia, landed in Alaska, and then only got to fly one of them to Alaska. The feds shut them down, but they ended up, I think, towing one. So Doc McLaughlin, in you Google Earth, Mulvane, Kansas, you'll see the AN-2 is sitting there. The wings are inside the plane. That plane was designed to break down and be put on a truck or on a flatbed.
It's a big
Rail.
airplane.
Yeah.
It's got
And
air
that-
brakes,
yeah.
air brakes like a Greyhound bus. You have to put keepers on the tail surfaces, or the wind will flip it back and forth and use all your air pressure. People probably don't know it, but for the last few years, the AN-2's been flying scheduled flights from Nome to Siberia. And yeah, you can go up and fly to Siberia. I know a guy who married a Siberian girl over there. He died of cancer, but she's still living in this country. And the feds have one somewhere in Florida. They got one of the ones coming across from Florida, or from Cuba. Some asshole, not more than a year or so ago, was coming across in an AN-2. If they get feet dry in Florida, they get to stay here from Cuba. Just a mile or two offshore, there was a freighter, and he cranked a turnaround the thing. Something screwed up, and he crashed out there, killed one guy. But all he had to do is not screw around, just come over and land. I don't mind him killing anybody, but he took that goddamn AN-2 in with it. Now the engine is a mock-up of our 1820, the same engine on the B-17.
Which way is the prop turn?
I don't know if it's a 12-foot prop.
Which way does the blade turn when it starts?
Well, I don't really know. I don't pay that much.
Backwards.
Well, it's a copy of the 1820. It's approved by our feds. The prop is approved. It's the airframe is built by gooks all around the world. Larry, you ever jumped an AN-2?
Huh?
Ever jumped a Russian AN?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
See? Why are we talking to the rest of you woofos?
I resemble that remark.
Oh, you're good. You might try to come